I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Monday night edition of the Smackin It Raw podcast, RawFlix and Chill. I am your host, patron saint of podcasting, the Word Mad Ritter, and I'm here with my co-host, just one today. He is the Deadbeat Poppy, the Sultan of Spitter Swallow, Daddy Delgado, Stefano Sikoa.
Yes.
You guys made that a thing.
My
friend Vince.
Aquí estoy, man. Daddy's home. Daddy's here.
Katie's in the chat. Allison's in the chat. Hi, Katie. Hi, Allison.
We appreciate you guys being here.
We do appreciate you guys being here. And I want to thank you guys for being here and joining us. Whether you are over on twitch.tv/creation world, like Allison, where it is free to, give us your subscription if you have Amazon Prime and you have Twitch. You combine those two, you get that free sub. It is free to give it to us because I should be your favorite Twitch streamer, and I do the thing. If not me, then Katie. If not Katie, then Will and Allison over at Botchbots and Chair Shots and Rivet City Radio and all of those good things. But support your favorite Twitch streamer. Give them that sub. It's costing you absolutely nothing. You have it sitting there. Don't let it go to waste and show some support. And speaking of support, much like bras, support us over at youtube.com/creation world, where it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. Vince, what does that do?
It helps boost the algorithm and help find new listeners.
That is correct. And why is that important?
Because you're a whore, man.
I am a whore, ladies and gentlemen. For your likes, for your views, for your comments, for your attention, which is why we're here doing this. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, sometimes Saturdays, occasionally on Sundays, pretty much every day but Wednesdays. And then Vince is like, hey, you want to come do Get You with me on Wednesdays? I'm like, no, fuck you. I need a day off. I need one day off. So almost, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Mostly 5, sometimes 6. You guys are here letting me whore myself out for your pleasure. So show me pleasure back by liking, subscribing, commenting, boosting that algorithm, and flicking that bean, getting notified every time we go live. 15 minutes after Monday Night Raw, and tonight is specifically why we say 15 minutes after Raw, because we were on a nice 9:30, stretch, and then it was 9:45, 9:50 tonight, and sometimes it's 10. Like, you never know. But 15 minutes after Monday Night Raw, 15 minutes after Tuesday Night Smackdown, every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern. Did I say Smackdown? I meant NXT. Tuesday NXT.
Yes.
I keep doing that.
It's okay. Smackdown used to be on Tuesday, so it's okay.
We had this discussion like 2 weeks ago. Support like a good Warren bra. See, there you go. Allison knows what's up. But
there you go.
Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern for the Creation Conversation. So if wrestling isn't your thing, but you like games, movies, and just nerd shit, come check out the Creation Conversation. My topic, for those of you who don't know, will be all about the Pokemon Direct that is happening this Thursday before we go. So make sure, if you're a Pokemon fan like Vince and I, you tune in and hear my thoughts on everything that they talk about in for Pokemon Day. Or Fridays, 15 minutes after Smackdown, every other Friday and or Sunday for getting off.
Right.
We just did an episode last night with Sarah from Final Girls Podcast. We had a blast. We talked found footage film. It was me, Katie, Sarah, and Reek going through all of our favorite found footage films and breaking them down and talking about them. It was a great time, so go check them out. Check that out as well. Whew. I said, yeah, we did. We flicked the bean. We did that.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
Yeah,
today we had so much fun. Come have fun with us. Yeah. So Carmella as we know, did not have her contract renewed. And I recently, like literally during Raw, saw a post where she said later this week she is going to be going on a podcast and she is going to give her side of the story, and she has a lot to say. Which is funny because I think I was listening to Young Kings and they were talking about like the people who bash WWE after they get released and people who don't and this and that. So I don't necessarily know that she's going to bash WWE, but she is, because I mean, Sonya had things to say and she gave her side of the story and she didn't bash WWE. So it'll be interesting to see Carmella's thoughts and feelings about not having her contract renewed and not returning to WWE, and if it was something she wanted or not. But we'll find out later this week.
We'll have some clarity for sure.
What was the other thing we said we were going to talk about in news and rumors? You want to talk about Trish coming to Chicago?
Yeah, Trish is coming to Chicago, so she'll be here.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hopefully try to get a Trish photo op, autographs opportunity. I'm gonna buy a Funko just to get that autograph. But
she said she was shocked by her release.
Yeah, for sure. I can't remember what was the other thing we had lined up in terms of news and rumors, man.
You had brought it up too. That's why I threw it back to you.
I don't recall.
You're funny, Will. You're funny. Will said, I'm glad Chicago's getting some traction as a wrestling city, knowing damn well that it is the greatest wrestling city in the Americas.
Yeah, for sure.
If not the world, the whole globe, that big fucking thing.
I guess we could just move on to Spit or Swallow if we can't remember.
And see, he knows. That's why he said it. You were not there for the conversation, so you can't help us out. It's all right. If I'm sure whatever it was, Katie will talk about it later on during the week. If it
maybe
comes
even
up.
tomorrow.
So, Spits and Swallows. All right.
Yes.
Logan Paul cuts a god awful promo. Like, I said it on Twitter. Listen, you do a podcast, you made yourself famous from being a social media influencer. Like, the one thing out of this that you should be killing, and we're not going to talk about how great he is in the ring and what a natural he is. Fuck all that shit. The one thing you should be killing, the thing you should be good at, is fucking talking, is cutting a promo. It's the one thing you should be really good at coming into this. And as Will said, Logan Paul is mid as fuck, and it makes him sad. It doesn't make me sad because fuck Logan Paul. I want him to be mid as fuck. I don't want him to be good. I want him to be mid as fuck. So, Katie said Logan Paul sucks.
Yeah.
So he cuts this god-awful promo. CM Punk comes out. I'm like, oh, thank God. Here comes our savior. And CM Punk also just kind of rambles for a bit before he gets to probably what was my favorite line, which was CM Punk said, I am Satan himself, and in this business, you are nobody, to Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Then Logan Paul continues to suck harder than Angela White in a blow bang scene, cutting a promo. Gives CM Punk a weak little fucking paintbrush slap. I'm pretty sure CM Punk bit his tongue. He was bleeding a little bit, ran away like the bitch that he is. And everyone's like, oh, it's Logan Paul. I'm like, no, this is just hype for Elimination Chamber. And we're not as good as Seth calling him a dumpster fire. True. Human dumpster fire. We're not going to pretend that we're setting up a thing for WrestleMania. Like, this is just going into the Elimination Chamber and creating drama between the participants. And we're doing a thing. And let's not put that out in the universe. That's not what anyone needs or wants to see. I'm not going to say anyone because I saw someone be like, oh, well, Logan Paul is going to blah, 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 CM Punk. No, CM Punk will make Logan Paul whatever, not the other way around. No one's getting a shine off Logan Paul. Vince, you're muted.
Sorry, I try not to cut you off, so I mute myself. I don't think there's anyone on the roster that I really want to see him wrestle at WrestleMania. I feel like anyone that gets paired up with him at Mania is just going to get like brought down to a lower level. Like they could be doing so much more than Logan Paul, and it looks like there's so many different options, and I feel bad for whoever gets stuck with them at Mania.
I mean, we could break up Theory and Waller. We could put Paul and Waller together, so we'll have Logan Paul and Australian Paul as a tag team taking on the War Raiders. I'm fine with that. Do that. Like, that's cool.
No, I don't even like that. Like
Paul Wall.
Paul Wall.
That's what Jizzy says. I remind her of Paul Wall, or at least
Yeah,
used to.
yeah.
Also, how about he doesn't wrestle at WrestleMania? That is an option because Katie's going
That's
to be
the
there. And she
best
doesn't want to see
option.
that
That's the best option on the table, to be honest with you.
shit. Will said Logan Paul versus the unemployment line will be his best feud.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, no, it was
Logan
all right.
Paul Waller.
Logan Paul Waller. I gotta remember that I saw something and I thought it like maybe it was the graphic. It had Seth, it had Logan Paul, and it had CM Punk. I thought all three of them were gonna come out at the same time. So I was very confused when Seth didn't show up, and then later on he showed up for Cody's stuff. Maybe it was just the graphics team just saying that they were all gonna be live on Raw.
So that's my understanding because when I was looking up the match card to write the description and everything for the show, it said Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, and CM Punk will all be here tonight. Not necessarily that they were interacting. So
okay, so I misunderstood that. So I just saw them on the same graphic, and I thought they were going to be in the same segment.
you never assume, Vince. You never assume.
I guess, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it gets a gargle for me, man. I don't know about you. It just gets a gargle. It's not too, it's whatever.
I don't like. I know what they're doing, right? They're setting shit up. Cool, fine, whatever. We're going into Elimination Chamber Saturday. We got to create some tension between the competitors. I just hope that's all that it is. That's all that I want it to be. That's it. Assume position. Which for Will is on his knees, meat facing.
There you go.
Penta and Pete Dunne lose to Kaiser after Kaiser gingerly rolled Penta out of the ring over the bottom rope. I don't know what.
That was just like the most gentle like way that someone could like gently just like toss him outside. Like he was like, "Are you okay? Come on, Pete first. Come on." It was just funny. The match was fantastic, by the way. I thought it was great. I thought it hit. It got me off of my seat. If it wasn't for the main event, I would say that would be the best match of the night. They totally killed it. Am I upset that Penta didn't get another win? Yes. Am I okay that he's not the one that took the pin? Sure. Am I surprised that Kaiser Roll got the victory? Very much so. I don't know where they're going to go with this, but okay. Sure. Why not? But as long as it leads to Penta walking away with this as the man standing tall, that's all I really care about.
Fair. I know people are going to overreact because Penta took his first official loss on WWE after it was a triple threat match. It was what it was. He didn't get pinned. Like, Penta's fine.
It's fine. It's okay.
And
it's
like you said, the match was good.
It was really good.
Penta and Pete Dunne have crazy chemistry. Penta was not buried, saying it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah. He's not. And even if he did get buried, he can dig himself right back out. He's so good.
So when you say you owe me a gingerly BJ, does that mean like with ginger ale in your mouth, or are you dyeing your hair a reddish color? I don't listen. If you're gonna do it, you need to do it. Don't like be soft with me about it. Like don't be gentle. Like I need.
Okay. Maybe it's both. It could be both. Why not both? He said yes, Patty.
Speaking of not being gentle, the New Day defeat the LWO and then stomp the fuck out of the LWO. But Dragon Ball Lee make the save, ran them off. Everyone loved that Kofi Kingston shaved his mustache.
I don't know about that. It's not hitting. It's not working, man.
I was gonna say, my understanding is the mustache makes you evil. That's what history's taught me, not removing the mustache. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of history there with the mustache. I don't know. I thought it was weird, but the match was fantastic. I think I'm just gonna swallow it just for the simple fact that Joaquin Wilde came in there with the tightest, smallest ring gear I've ever seen him in, and that's gonna get a swallow for me.
I don't like that Joaquin Wilde and
Cruz del Toro.
I was gonna say Raul Mendoza don't have matching gear.
No, I don't like that at all. It really bugged me. It's the same thing that a lot of people say about OTM, how they don't have matching gear. Like one's ring gear and the other one looks like he's from GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And then ironically enough, Raul Mendoza looked like he was in GTA as well. Like he was one of the ballers or whatever it was. No, he was Grove Street because he was wearing green.
There's got to be like some kind of compromise between the Filipino flag and the Mexican flag that they can come up with for a design for gear so that they
Yeah.
kind of match. There's got to be something. And I feel
Or-
like you and Justin are the two perfect people to figure out that tag team's dynamic and what their gear should be. And I challenge you for the next Get Show podcast to sit down with Justin and figure out what Raul Mendoza, aka Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde can do for their gear to combine the Filipino culture and the Mexican culture and make it mesh for the LWO.
All right, fair enough. I mean, they might just end up looking like cholos, but I think we can make it work.
I might also start calling you Cruz Delgado. That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Speaking of bad days for Mexicans, Finn is still just fighting with Dom about everything. Is a bitter old man. Very much CM Punk. I work with kids vibes because he's not having any of these children in the Judgment Day or any of their bullshit, and lives like, hey, you guys really still fighting? Like, look, we're gonna go out, we're gonna win our tag team titles tonight, we're gonna bring them back to the Judgment Day. Everything's gonna be cool, right, Finn? Like, that's what matters. Is it doesn't matter who gets gold as long as we have gold, right, Finn? And Finn's like, yeah. So you guys should not have jumped Jade Cargill, because that's bringing unwanted attention, completely deflected from the point. And
100%.
They straight up said, we did not attack Jade Cargill. And I feel like for TV purposes, because obviously in their setting, we're not there watching them. If they were going to admit to jumping Jade, that would have been the moment to be like, yeah, no, we did it.
Exactly.
Why are they lying to Finn and Dom and Carlito?
Yeah, no, there's
not,
especially Dom. Why would Liv have any reason to hide that from Dom? And also, hold up, before we get there, I did want to just point out that I saw an interview, podcast or whatever that Liv did. One of the questions that they asked her was, did you push Jade? Did you attack Jade? And Liv basically says, like, when in the history of Liv Morgan, regardless of which iteration of Liv Morgan you've seen, have I done something and not bragged about it?
That's a good point.
She said that. It's like, when have I done something and not bragged about it?
It didn't really play into the main event. So it does, but Dom does like go up to Liv and they have a little interaction, and then Dom walks away after giving her like a little kiss on the forehead. And the look on Liv's face was not like happy she got a kiss from, like, there was an evil look in her eyes as Dom walked away. There was like did not look like a happy relationship. Like maybe she might still be harboring some,
could be.
You tried to bail on me from, so I don't know what's going on there. But it did not play into the main event. So
I have to go back and see it.
Dom did everything fucking possible in the main event.
Man, well, are we going to talk about the main event all wrapped up right now?
You want to talk about it now? We're here.
Fuck it, let's just blow the load. We're already
Bianca
here.
and Naomi lose the tag team titles to Liv and Spanish Rachel, ladies and gentlemen. This was listen, I did not know who was going to win this match. And that is rare. Normally, especially for a Monday Night Raw match, you kind of start to see things happen. You're like, oh, they kicked out of this, so now I know who's going to win. And there were multiple moments in time where I thought, okay, this is where the match is ending. And then it didn't end. And there was so much back and forth that I got I'm like, I don't know who's walking out. I was expecting Jade to show up at some point, which did not happen.
Me too. I thought she was coming out. I thought that's why we had such a long ending of Raw compared to the last couple of weeks, was Jade's coming out. She's coming out, isn't she? I asked you in the chat.
So I know that the reason that Bianca and Naomi showed up for this match is because they're saying that Liv and Spanish Rachel were the ones that attacked Jade. And so the idea of them having a little more aggressive attitude because you're getting revenge for their friend kind of makes sense. But I felt like there was something a little different about them during the intro. Bianca had this look on her face. They've got that matching gear. And they seemed extra aggressive in the match. Almost not, I'm not going to say they were wrestling heel, but not so much baby face. in their tactics and the way they were going about attacking these two women. The match was fucking fantastic. It was probably match of the night, which you had the triple threat. You had the triple threat match, which was really good, and then this just like blew it out of the fucking water.
It did. They had so many false finishes at the end. Like it really just, like you said, you had no idea who was going to win because they kicked out of finishers. Like, and they kept setting stuff up. It was another thing after another thing. It's fantastic. Katie saying one is turned on the other in the chamber. Possibly. I see Naomi attacking Bianca, and then maybe Jade costs both of them.
Or Bianca. Well, you guys have already established that there is no possible way that Bianca could have been the one to attack Jade.
Right.
Because it supposedly happened during Bianca's match. So Naomi takes out Bianca, puts Bianca on the shelf, comes out bragging about what she did.
Yeah.
And how she got rid of Jade so she could be tag team champion. And though Naomi took the L in the match, so like blaming Bianca for the loss doesn't really. I mean, as a heel, I guess you can blame whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah. You can use heel logic to
blah blah blah. However they want to do it, but then Jade can come out at some point and confront Naomi.
They definitely can. I mean,
we'll see. I feel like Jade versus Bianca is the money match, though, and that's kind of where I want to go. But
so the only way that I think you can get there is if Naomi and Bianca are both in on it, and like for like a lot of the speculation, you know, Bianca felt like a little bit of like uneasiness with Jade. She felt a little like intimidation and a little fear, like, oh, she might be coming for my spot, and also she wasn't less secure with that, and maybe they were in cahoots. You know, it's going to happen during my match so that I have a plausible alibi as to why I couldn't have done it. And what have me and Katie have been saying for the last couple of weeks? It can't be Bianca. It happened during Bianca's match. Maybe that's what Bianca wants us to think because she had someone else do it for her. You know, who knows? We might see SmackDown in a week or two, and Naomi's going to come out saying, I did it for Bianca. You know, just like Rikishi did it. You know, it's in the Fatu name. You know, it's in the Fatu family. It could be the same thing.
I miss heel Bianca, and it's been a while since we got it, so I kind of want that back. But the whole thing's a big swallow. Even though they lost the tag team titles to Liv and Spanish Rachel, and Liv is now a 3-time women's tag team champion, still a big swallow.
100%. It's a huge swallow, and you know me, I don't fuck with Spanish Rachel. We don't claim her, but it does make sense because Bianca and Naomi aren't going to be champions going into WrestleMania, especially they're going to set up something with Jade Cargill. So you got to get the titles off of them. So it looks like they're going to fast track whatever they're doing with Jade because they made a whole segment about it too with the vignette.
Katie said, well, do you want to see Bianca Rhea at Mania or Bianca Jade? Because what happens on Saturday will determine that. I want Bianca Jade and Alexa Rhea is what I want. So that's what I want.
I just think it'd be a little weird because Alexa technically got. I know where we're gonna go with this. You know, brand splits aren't real.
No. That's not. No. I was gonna say if Charlotte can come back and win the fucking Royal Rumble in her first fucking match to go back to, then Alexa can come back, compete in the Royal Rumble, win a couple matches, win the Chamber, and go on. And I'm good with that.
No, I'm totally okay with that. It's just like why not just like leave Alexa on Raw and why you're showing her on SmackDown challenging for a Raw title. That's my only thing. I have no idea what's going to happen with this women's Elimination Chamber. It could be Bianca versus Rhea. It could be Bianca versus Jade. I won't be mad at either results. I actually won't be mad at Alexa versus Rhea. If we get that, that's going to be a fantastic matchup. I'm cool with that. Something twisting the algorithm.
So Gunther gives Tozawa a shot at something he said Jay will never have, and that is his respect. Tozawa comes out fucking fist flying, beating the shit out of Gunther. Doesn't last very long, though. He ends up getting choked out. His little feet were dangling from the headlock. Just
you gotta put your hands like that.
Just choke the fuck out. Then Otis comes in and attacks Gunther, and he also gets choked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jay comes down because Jay also likes being choked, but Gunther was all choked out, so he just left. He's like, I have no more choke left in me for you, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much choking the man can do before, you know, he's not titillated by it anymore, you know?
Sometimes you can only choke it once or twice, and then after that, you got to take a break. You need some time. You can't choke it that third time.
15-minute break. 15 to 20 minutes. Then come back for more, Jay.
I don't know. Gargle, fucking Gunther and Tozawa. We also had Jey Uso in the back with Waller in theory, and Waller's doing the same thing everyone's been doing. You can't beat Gunther. Doubt, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And Jay just kind of yeets in his face and says, everyone doubts me. I really don't give a shit. And then super kicks Waller. And Waller's mad at Theory because Theory was yeeting. And Theory's like, worry about your fucking self because they had problems. I find it funny that Waller, who lost to Obafemi, and along with Theory, is telling someone else that they can't win a big match on a big stage when you didn't win a big match on not even nearly a big stage.
The only one that has somewhat of a right to say anything is Theory, and that's because he beat John Cena at WrestleMania. And he's been U.S. champion. He's beat Seth Rollins, so he has a little bit. But look, I love Grayson Waller, but he hasn't really done shit. What title has he won besides the tag titles? Nothing.
It's NXT.
He didn't win the title in NXT.
He wasn't North American champion?
No, he challenged for it, but it was during the time where Solo was North American champion. He couldn't get it.
Yeah. Dakota Kai loses her rematch against Lyra, which Lyra's the new champion. I was not really expecting anything different. Ivy Nile came down, beat Dakota's ass on the rampway, then went down and beat the shit out of Lyra, and then had a little conversation with Kathy Kelly in the back where she's like, I'm gonna beat her ass every week until I get my title match. And then the War Raiders raided the Creeds backstage because they've got a title match next week. So that was a thing that happened.
It's gotta set
hate
that
seeing
up.
Dakota taking another L, but
it does. I mean, look, I don't know. Like it's similar to what they're doing over on SmackDown with Chelsea Green and Mia Yim. Michin, whatever. Like you want the other person to win, but the other champion they literally just won those titles. They're not gonna drop it right away. So I think it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, because like you're either gonna put the strap on Dakota Kai and let her get a run with it, but at the same time, why not let her get the win and then let Lyra get the title afterwards?
True.
I don't know. It's whatever. I think Dakota is going to get something for her setting up into Mania. I just don't know what it is.
I hope. Sammy had an interview. That happened. It was a thing. Yeah.
Nobody care.
More importantly, ladies and gentlemen.
Who let the dogs out?
Braun Breaker. Stereo. Completely clean. No DQ necessary. Finn Balor was not out there causing issues at all because he can't let anyone but himself be champion. Shout out to Big Braun.
Listen, hey man, Dom's my dude, but he laid Dom the fuck out, like especially with those spears, man. I love to see it. He sold the fuck out of Braun Breaker's like moves on him. He looked like he was totally getting ragdolled. And then at the end, too, like he speared the fuck out of Carlito. And then even commentators like, that was cool, So I like it when they like use the heels lines against them. And then Finn trying to sneak in with the chair. They're about to lock lips. They're staring eye to eye, licking each other's lips. And then Finn's like, you know what? Not yet. He wasn't ready.
Of course,
for Braun.
because Finn can't let anyone have anything. It's all about Finn Balor. Judgment Day is all about Finn Balor. It's not about anyone else. He didn't like Dom and JD challenging for the tag titles when he disappeared. He didn't like Dom facing Damian Priest when he thought it was his shot. He doesn't like Dom facing Braun Breaker. He doesn't like anyone having anything that doesn't involve Finn.
I literally had a conversation with my wife, and I was like, God damn it, I love Finn so much. Like I have like a whole like little shrine to him, like right in front of me right here. But even still, like he's such a little bitch because Judgment Day got ruined because of his insecurities. He kicked out Damian Priest because of him. He kicked out Rhea Ripley, turned Dom against them, and what have you. Now all of a sudden, now he's having issues with Liv and Dom again. Like, bro, like it's like at a certain point, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and be like, it's me. Like you're the problem. Finn's the problem.
No, he is 100% the problem.
That's what I'm telling you. Someone's gonna black mask him completely out of that group.
No. Fine,
they can tsunami him out of the group.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
And then Cody Rhodes shows up.
That is America's ass.
Struts down to the ring, talks about how the decision to sell his soul to The Rock is not just his decision, because it's not just his whole he's selling, right? It's Brandy's decision and his mom's decision and his sister's. Like, there are a lot of people that claim ownership over Cody's whole before he can sell it to The Rock. Seth also feels a little bit of ownership over Cody's whole, because he comes out and he's like, I love Seth being like logic, because he's like the rest of us who are watching. It's like, after everything that happened last year, after he beat you with the belt and the tag match and tried to steal the WrestleMania main event, but like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you even considering this? Why are you thinking about this, right? Like, why is this even a question? And he's right. And all Cody can say is, well, you were also a really bad person who has a bad soul, which is why The Rock didn't want your hole, because your hole is tainted. And here are all the reasons why your hole is tainted. So Seth's like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe my hole is tainted, but I'm just trying to protect your hole, all right? I don't want your hole to get tainted the way mine was, because I'm angry, and I hate everyone that used to be my friend. Me and CM Punk, we're friends, hate him, fuck him. Me and Roman, we're friends, hate him, fuck him. I don't want to say me and Cody Rhodes, we're friends, hate him, fuck him. Even though when you showed up, I said hate him, fuck him. But then now we're friends. But you can't be friends with someone that, you can't do the same thing with someone else. You can only do it with me.
Oh my God. See, he starts making sense, and then he doesn't make sense at the end. Like, he has all the common sense in the world, and then like, but my whole thing with Cody is like, he's deflecting so hard. It's like when you confront someone with insecurities. I wrote that down. Don't worry, I got that written down. Like with Cody, it's like that person, like that partner, that friend that you address him like, hey man, I don't like that you do X, Y, and Z. It makes me feel a certain type of way. It makes me feel bad. I was like, oh yeah, but what about what you do this to me? And it's trying to deflect, trying to switch it over to like all the negative stuff you do, instead of addressing the real issue at hand, which is what they're doing that's wrong. So Cody ain't in the right. But see, here's the thing. Seth later just like spirals into another thing, you know?
Well, I laid this out in the group chat. So my thought is, CM Punk is owed a favor. We know that Paul Heyman has a direct line to both The Rock and Roman Reigns, and everyone's assuming that favor from Paul Heyman is coming via Roman Reigns. But what if it's coming from The Rock? What if he called The Rock showed up, he's playing this corporate card to mess with Cody's head, to take Cody off of his game, and when we get to WrestleMania, because I'm sure Cody's going to say no, right? But The Rock's not going to take no for an answer. This is going to stretch towards WrestleMania with The Rock trying to convince Cody. The Rock comes out during the match, gives Cody or we think he's going to give Cody the chair so that Cody can, sell his soul and beat CM Punk and be The Rock's champion. But instead we get a WrestleMania 17, shout out to Young Kings Wrestling, swerve, where he actually gives it to CM Punk. CM Punk hits Cody, wins the title in the main event of WrestleMania, becomes The Rock's corporate champ. I even said we could even play up how The Rock came back, stole CM Punk's WrestleMania main event to kind of keep us off the trail a little bit, you know? And also, it's a big fuck you to Seth, because Seth's whole thing is like, I did all this to help you beat Roman and beat The Rock, and now he's planting seeds to negate everything that Seth Rollins worked for. So it's like a side fuck you to Seth as well.
It does. My only question, and it's just a genuine question, where does that leave Cena? That's my big issue.
I love Katie, and I'm glad she's not here because she's going to get upset. But, like, he has a whole fucking year. Like, he's not done at WrestleMania, right?
No,
he could win the title at SummerSlam. He could win the title down there. He could win the title and then retire. He could win the 17th in his last match. Katie wants it at WrestleMania because Katie wants to be there and she wants to see it, and I get that. And if I'm wrong, I hope that she does get that. But I know you're right.
I'm right here.
I know, but you're not here to yell at me except through chat, so I'm okay with that. If I'm wrong, I hope she gets that. But honestly, he's fucking John Cena. He could literally do anything. And I'm not 100% sure that maybe we're not, because the man did mention him in his really, really shitty promo at the beginning of the night. We might not get Logan Paul versus Cena, which I'm sure is the last thing people will see.
Supposedly that was tossed out initially, but there was like the rumors were that so many people were against that they push back against John Cena versus Logan Paul as John Cena's last WrestleMania. So, I mean, unless they do Randy versus John Cena with a heel Randy Orton, or maybe a heel Kevin Owens, or I don't know. That's my whole issue, is that I think it's going to end. I think what you're saying might be right, but I think it might be Cena as the corporate champion. I could also see that. Because Young Kings also pitched that as well. So they had that as their little awesome theory.
He did do that whole press conference where it was this, and that. And I did tell Katie I would be happy to see a heel John Cena on his last run. It's been 20 plus years. I
don't personally want to see it because at this point, at this point, I just want to see you finish clean babyface. No. I don't really care. I don't really care what they do with Cena. I just kind of hope it's something good. But I do want to see Cena. What?
I'm not putting that up there, Katie. I'm not. But I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I won't put that up there. But we see it. We hear you. We're reading it. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. I think it might end up being Cody Cena, or it has to be Cody Cena Punk.
You know what's bothering me about this whole thing before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Is that we already know that Jey Uso is challenging Gunther, right? Mm-hmm. So the winner of the Elimination Chamber is challenging Cody. Yeah. But everyone's talking to Cody as if they have a choice in who they're going to challenge. Drew McIntyre was on SmackDown. He's like, if I win, I'm going to challenge you. And it's no shit, because he's the only other option. You're not picking. Seth Rollins was like, I want to face Cody Rhodes, not the shell of Husk or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. It's well, you don't really have an option when you win. I don't think you have the option to insert yourself into a triple threat match.
No. And it's the issue.
They could challenge Oba. You are correct.
Ain't nobody challenging Oba. If you go through the chamber, I'm sorry, I love Obafemi, but you're not challenging Obafemi over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Maybe we get John Cena versus Obafemi.
Listen, okay, you know what? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. But I don't think
John Cena's 17th title win is the NXT title.
The fuck out of here. Nobody trying to see that, Matt. I don't know. That's the issue that you run into, Matt, when you have the Rumble winners announce who they're challenging before the results of the chamber. Yeah, that's what happens. We have the same issue with the women's chamber. We have no idea who it's going to be, but we know it's going to be Rhea. So, me personally, I'm already mentally counting out any woman that's on SmackDown in that chamber. I don't think Bianca will win. I don't think Naomi will win. I don't think Alexa will win. It might be Liv, unfortunately.
No, it's not going to be Liv.
You know what? You know who I really want to see? I want it to be I want it to be Roxanne.
Bailey has a shot. Roxanne has a shot. I think Alexa has a shot. It's not going to be Liv. It's not going to be Raquel. And I think Bianca and Naomi are going to have other shit going. Well, yeah, sorry. It's not going to be Liv. I think Bianca and Naomi are going to have something else going on with the whole Jane thing. So I don't think either of them are winning. So there are three possibilities. I think Roxanne is a long shot, but would be really fucking cool. Top contenders are Bailey and Alexa.
I can see it, but also I could also see Alexa doing something Wyatt's 6.
We don't know that the Wyatt 6 is coming for Alexa and not working with Alexa. So we could see the Wyatt 6 supporting Alexa in beating Rhea Ripley and taking that belt.
Fair enough. For sure.
We don't know where that's going yet. So
fair enough.
Vince, Monday Night Raw, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow it, man. That was a hell of a main event. That triple threat was fantastic. We got a little bit of good stuff in between. And it looks like some Judgment Day good things are finally coming to Judgment Day. Even if it's at the expense of the LWO.
No, the only good thing coming to the Judgment Day is the end of the Judgment Day, and it can't get here fucking quick enough.
Oh, my God.
I have a feeling it's going to be Dom versus Finn at WrestleMania, but we'll see.
I would love that.
I am with you. It is a big swallow. Where can they find you?
They can follow me on social media at SCS Vince, but specifically, I want to go ahead and let you guys know that we are going to be live on Circle of Debate with Get Your Podcast. So go over to Circle of Debate's YouTube channel Wednesday at 10 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be doing movie duos as tag teams, and we're going to give them a tag team name. So think of your favorite movie duo, make them into a tag team. That's going to be the
also figuring out how to get Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro on the same page gear-wise. You guys
That
can follow
too.
me at Matt Ritter on Twitter. That's at MATTRDDR for your wrestling content, at Getting Off for your horror content, and everywhere else. TikTok, Blue Sky Threads, and Instagram at Smackin It Raw. For SES Vince, I am the Warden Matt Ritter. This has been your Monday edition of the Smackin It Raw podcast. RawFlix and chill.